I did the thing. We're all set up on all platforms as always. It's good to have everybody here. I mean, obviously today you can't say anything except for you're starting off with a Kullervo run, so it's going to be kind of a freebie just right off the bat. So that's kind of nice. I could potentially use his 3 with the Knell. We'll have to see, but yeah, chat. I mean, still using the Knell, doing pretty good with the Knell. Oh, is Twitch just not working? Twitch is just offline. Ooh. Oh, you hate to see it, man. Oh, never mind. No, we're safe. All right. I appreciate it. I apologies in general, but yeah, we're good to go. Sorry, chat. But yeah, what can I say except for Kullervo and Bonkfluence is like, I feel like I say it too many times. But yeah, we're ranking up the Knell currently, so we're going to be spamming it for a couple more missions. But you can see this thing is climbing the list fast, so yeah, then the next choice will be the Lex Incarnate. So it'll be fun to return to the basic gameplay. But yeah, we're going to be spamming a lot of the Knell. Let's talk about Kullervo, though. I've got a Tauforged Yellow for bonus energy to orbs. And then I also am running this is a rank 13 blind rage. So it's minus 40% ability efficiency instead of minus whatever it is. So I had Streamline on top of that. So I'm only at 90% efficiency. There was a couple setups. I couldn't figure out what else to put in here. Well, you never built the Lex Incarnate? What? What did you just say? What? Bro, the Lex Incarnate is like one of the most criminal weapons in my randomizer. Like when that shit shows up, that is a freebie. Like, I gotta tell you, man. What? No, that's an ancient love of mine. At this point, yeah, all the original Incarnates are like ancient stuff, man. They're some OGs, and you rework them a couple times, and you're like, oh my god. Why do you say that was next for ranking up? Because it's at the bottom of the randomizer. So this weapon is bugged and will never change in the list. So the Lex Prime is the least used. So as soon as the Knell passes it in the list, then I'll get to play the Lex Incarnate as my next up weapon. But yeah, that's how the randomizer works. So you just come here and say everything above this kit gun is the first thing above it is what you're using for that mission. So anyway, don't get too distracted. But yeah, Kullervo build, what is it? Power strength. I have duration. I have 155. That's cool. I like prime continuity. I have 45 range for stretch. It helps with this 36 meters. I don't think you need range, but I was pressed a little bit to put mods. I was like, what do I put on him? Look, I have truculence in here, which is pretty nice. I don't know. He has a pretty low overguard cap, so there is a point where you just can't gain overguard anymore, so then you just can't use that. So this is also ready steel. So I had growing power in here at first, which is 25% ability strength. Also, I missed that Slayer Reborn dropped some likes, and that is a sick username. That's awesome. But yeah, so this is 24 initial combo. So I think this will still, on a weapon that would otherwise be at 5 times, this will get me to 6 times. So you know, it's like having the Fragor Prime, if you guys know that. So shout out Slayer Reborn for following as well. I appreciate that. But yeah, this is replacing his 4th ability with Roar. So his 4th ability is like it's like a area of effect that drops a bunch of daggers. It does build your combo, but I'm totally fine not using it. I barely use this ability. I most of the time I'm just keeping Wrathful Advance active and just bonking like crazy. I hate to be that guy, man, but it's a pretty straightforward gameplay loop. But yeah, 24 initial combo will potentially, in most cases, get you from 5 to 6 times. So I don't think it's necessary, but I was like, oh, you know, maybe it'll be a little bit more optimized than just having 25% ability strength. But you know, the ability strength will just give you more crit chance. But yeah, it's still a lot. Shout out Isaiah for following as well. It's Isaiah Robinson. But yeah, I mean, this is an unnerfed, you know, the Helminth version of this is half, and it's still an insanely strong ability. So I gotta say, man, it's pretty beefy. Also, I think I missed that Lua joined in as well. He said hey up, but yeah, we're all set up. Yeah, I'm glad I'm at 100% damage redirection. That's the main thing. It just means that if you kill the thing, you'll probably kill all the other things that are linked together. So Molt augmented, it's good to get power strength, right, chat? So that's a pretty straightforward Kullervo build. I was like, honestly, had to decide what mods I would even put on. I was like, I'm gonna whatever, but Wrathful Advance at its full power is so strong, and then just having Overguard is so strong that I was like, okay, I get the loop. So it's not the craziest thing you've ever seen, but we should talk about the first weapon. So this is my melee weapon to use with Wrathful Advance. This is a Bonk Fluence weapon. It is a heavy blade that's has some pretty nice base attack speed, so that will save you a little bit of grace there. But yeah, I've got Focus Energy, Voltaic Strike.
Assassin.
Oh, let me scroll down. Slug followed, appreciate it. No way you're using it too. Hey, what are your thoughts on Sevagoth? Sevagoth is insanely strong. Sevagoth is super broken. The augments for his 1 and his 2 are like they just fit super well on his build. Like, his build doesn't really need a lot of stuff to be strong, but getting both of those augments is like fucking nuts. And you can anyway. I love Sevagoth, man. But yeah, I also use the Shadow. I'm the only guy on planet Earth that uses the Shadow. But this is Focus Energy and Voltaic Strike, so that's 120% electricity. So obviously the heavy attack is all blast. So it's just, the damage is blast. You got 100% blast, and then you got a little bit more electricity. So you're just leaning it a little bit more towards electricity for melee influence, and this is purely just something I've talked about in the video. Galvanized Elementalist and Weeping Wounds and Galvanized Reflex. So this gives you 4 stacks of Weeping Wounds. That's 160 status chance, and then this is going to be 120 status chance on top of that. So it's really just maximizing usability, maximizing efficiency, and you may suffer a little bit in terms of like raw damage. Like if you put Shock Trooper on all your builds and you never had to worry about electricity, then you could probably just max out on damage stats. Or if you're using like Archititron, another example. The Shadow is actually so cool. I love his Shadow. Yeah, his Shadow, the standing combo has like a bunch of slash procs, and then also the heavy attack has a bunch of slash procs. So you should turn his Shadow into a Tennokai weapon if you have access to that. Like, spamming Tennokai on the Shadow is like so fucking satisfying. And the Shadow's 1 will like just pull enemies in that are in front of you, and you can just spam it in an area and then just spam your standing melee combo. Shout out Lev for dropping some likes. But Dante is also fucking nuts. I mean, Overguard as well. But yeah, this is Knell. This is the one that I'm ranking up. So this Riven is giving me attack speed or reload speed, so it's pretty poggers. Shout out Cade for dropping in, saying yo. That's over on YouTube. But yeah, like a lot of multi-shot. So this multi-shot is getting me, after Galvanized Diffusion, which is 120% multi-shot. Yeah, 120%. That's 4.9 multi-shot. So I'm suffering a little bit on status, but you just need like 1 or 2 heat blast procs to like make blast work. That's kind of it. And then Prime Heated Charge is just only buffing the bullet itself. It's not giving the blast AoEs any more damage, but it's a lot of damage, man. So you can take it or leave it there. I think that's where, if you want to trade something off. Oh, I forgot to mention also Secondary Encumber and Galvanized Shot. So on status effect, 24% chance to trigger a random status effect. So yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty low chance, but if if you were interested, there was a video where I think I did proc every status effect on the game on like an Acolyte, I think. But yeah, there's Knell, and then this is Evensong. It's a weird Riven. Multi-shot status chance. I don't know if this is like the best weapon in the game, but the charged attack is, I don't have any crit chance. The nice thing is that this will apply 7 stacks of puncture, which is like, it's pretty nice, honestly. Like, it's 35% additive crit, so you just kind of add that on top, and then you still also have the Vigilante bonus, so it's not a crazy margin. You could lean in towards crit, but I realized that you have such good status chance that you can kind of max out with 75% chance for a slash proc, so that's pretty nice. That's the main thing, is Fanged Fusillade and a lot of status chance is just going to give you like a really good chance at proccing slash, and you do have a multi-shot of 2.7 with a little buff. I mean, 90 multi-shot is pretty good, but yeah, that's gonna give you, you add 1.5 to that, so it's a pretty decent margin. It's like what is that, 4.2 or something. So it's not crazy. Professional yapper. Yeah, Joe Dirt, appreciate it. I mean, yeah, I mean, do you kind of have to know what you're talking about and yap away when you're talking about Warframe? Like, if you're gonna go in, you gotta fucking talk about the builds. But 10 minutes in, so that was the build. That's what I mean. They're all weird weapons. They're not weapons I would be necessarily like shouting from the rooftops for you to be using. But yeah, in certain situations, I think they're very fun and very powerful. And adding them to the randomizer does make you suffer a little bit. But yeah, we're going into it. So obviously, if anybody is interested to join me, is Dante worth the grind early on? Oh my god, that's a good question. I don't know. It depends where you're at. It depends how easy, because I primarily do Entrati disruption solo. It's like I have a lot of fun just killing those necromechs solo. So it's like, if the disruption is a grind for you to do, then yeah. Bro's about to yap about Dante for 5 minutes. I'm a streamer. Joe Dirt is mad at streamers for talking. Is that he's clowning on me for talking? He asks about Dante and I talk about Dante, man. I mean, Torrid. Yeah. Oh, and he loves the Torrid Incarnate. Well, Joe Dirt, there you go. Classic take from the comment section. Top 5 Warframes. I did this before. I would say you gotta have a buff frame in there, but I don't know exactly which one you would take. Like, I think Kullervo could be put in the top 5. Torrid, easy game over. Bro, Torrid and Latum, bro, 2 for 2. Wait, say the melee. Say what the best melee is. Joe Dirt, say what the best melee is. I think I can guess this. I'm gonna guess it in my head. I think I know which melee you're gonna say. That's 2 for 2, bro. See, I want to do Magistar. Yes, yes. Wait, do you use it on as like a stat stick, or do you use it as an actual weapon? Because if you do, then are you playing it with stat stick Korra or something? If you're using Magistar, is this stat stick Korra, or are you actually using it Defiscana? Halo. Do you think Dante's still good? I'm pretty sure I heard he was nerfed. Yeah, I don't think it really mattered that much. Like, I think the usability had to be changed a little bit. Magistar or Harmony slam build. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. Using it as a weapon. Okay, I lost a point there, but yeah, Magistar. That's 3 for 3. I'll take that. That's 3 for 3. I know a lot of people do use it. I like the Magistar slam build. I like the Furax slam build. I like the bow. All those are super fun. Those are like weapons that now I would already build as a slam build. So it's like they're so sick. But yeah, I'll take that. Do you have or Burst Incarnate? Goodbye Thrax. Yeah, I would say. I mean, so yeah, I feel like part of I've been wanting to do a video. I don't know exactly how to title it, but it's like the most, like the weapons I see the most in comments and in live chats. Like, that's what I mean. That it just always happens that I'm like, chat, that's a fucking bingo card right there. Torrid Incarnate, Latum, and Magistar Incarnate slam build is like a fucking bingo card. That's what it's like. I can see the title. I just have to figure out the perfect way to phrase it. Of like, whenever there's a chatter, like whenever they're talking shit, they're always, they're always like, yeah, I love Torrid Incarnate, I love Latum, like it's always stuff like that. So it's also Fenmore. When people are in the comments and they're like telling me I'm bad at the game, they're always like, bro's really not using the Fenmore. It's like, oh my god. It's like I hate to say it, it happens more. Don't forget Rev Prime. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Rev Prime. Yeah, the title and thumbnail of my Revenant video has like stayed like a testament. It's like, yeah, he has game-breaking invincibility, except for violence. That's literally it. But yeah, like, and Revenant. Yeah, there you go. So, Oh, I score major points with your boy. Excuse me, with your boy Joe Dirt. So too scared to use the frames. Yeah, you're leaning into it, dude. I love to see it. Yeah. No, but that's what I mean. Is like it's a weird like Venn diagram that it's like the people that are telling me I'm bad at Warframe are like always the people that are like, you know, sometimes I pry a little bit, and yeah, it's like, oh, I use stat stick Korra, you know, I got a lot of stat stick Korra comments, so Octavia if I must. Too scared to die. Oh my god, yeah, and then Octavia, which is like, yeah, I would say is probably my favorite invisibility frame. So yeah, you want a buff frame, you want an invis frame. Sorry, a little bit too point. Falcor's pretty good, yeah, exactly. That's like a... So Zorus is my most used melee weapon, so I can't, you know, it will always exist where it is, I just can't use it anymore, but Falcor is the one that I was like, wait, this is just the same, it's like not, you know, it's like copy your homework but change it a little bit. You know? I think they have, I don't know if the Falcor has like more damage stats, like it deals more damage, but yeah, that Falcor melee influence build is insanely busted. I haven't cracked that out in ages, but that shit used to be like so much fun. Am I not casting my abilities, chat? I'm realizing I'm probably bad at casting my overguard right now because I'm yapping like a pro. Goss or Zaku. No question. Yeah, Goss is so good. Yeah, I love Goss as a buff, like having a fire rate buff, and then you can also like build around the survivability that Goss has. Also, when you finally hit 100% red line, that shit's so satisfying. New Warframe players when they find the Ignis Wraith, yeah. But that's what I mean. Like when you're starting out in the game, for most of your time in the game, you are just going to be like, oh, this is the strongest weapon I own. Yeah, why not just like only use it and yeah, talk about it and claim it's the strongest one. But I don't know. There's something about, I've just been playing the game for like way too long, and there was this point. I don't know. It was years ago at this point. I tell people it was like half a decade. I tell people it was like about 2020. You know, it was around when Master Rank 30 came out. I think that was like Nezha Prime Access was Master Rank 30. So, yeah, there was like this point where I just got like so bored, and like I knew what I needed to farm, and I knew what I was like willing to spend plat on, and that was like back when you needed to do K drives to like get to Master Rank 30. Like if you, it was a struggle times. I don't think you needed to do it for a while. I think now, like for most of the time that being over 30 has existed, I don't think you needed to do K. I don't think you needed to do K drives. But I did all the K drives, man. I did all the K drives, did all the amps, and yeah, that was the thing. I was like running out of shit to do, and I was able to keep a lot of the weapons that I crafted. I was like, this actually has pretty decent stats. I started accumulating like way too many Rivens, and then you get to 30 and you get a bunch of those Riven slots. So it was a pretty nice boost in power, but I gotta say, man, like just the weirdest setups you've ever seen will always just come from me just being like, I think I can make this work, and then I just get absolutely like shafted. I'm hating Vauban. Oh, dude, I feel Vauban though. I mean Revenant. I have everything. I have everything for him, but he's getting boring, so I don't know who to choose. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is you get into this rut where you're like, oh, I just use the same build, I use the same Warframe, I use the same 2 or 3 setups for the entire game, and you just get so try Stug plus secondary energy. But yeah, that's my thing. I'm like more damage, higher dispo. Okay, I got you. Yeah, Stug. I'm like. Stug is one of those memes that's like, whenever I bring this up, people always bring up the Stug, and they're like, oh, you're gonna use the Stug then? And they do the soy jack face, and I'm like, I swear to fucking God. They're always like, bro's gonna use the Stug, and I'm like, I can't. I really can't, chat. It's like, you know, I think Lua would always bring up like this other content creator called Styanax Rages, who just took Saren and then like just went to level cap with Stug or whatever, and I was like, oh god, wow. I was like, nice. I mean, it's like you've been in the content mines for so long that you just know, you just like, you pick it apart, you're like, oh, it's fucking genius. It's so good. Want to buy Stug Ribbon God Roll? Must be God Roll. Yeah. This guy thinks I buy God Roll ribbons. This guy, like, bro. Unrolled. Only unrolled. Like, the whole point of buying a ribbon for me is fucking rolling the ribbon. I don't know, like, bro, if you're out here buying God Rolls, you're straight up a mark. You're like you're a whale, bro. Like, cause people will be like, I've got a Latum God Roll. It's 2,000 plat, or it's like, yeah, it's 3,000 plat. And I'm like, nice, yeah, that's the shit I like to see. And yeah, maybe you get one. You throw a line out there, you toss one out, and if they bite, if you get a mark to bite, then you're chilling. Am I moving forward forever? But yeah. I gotta say, like, I feel like this community, like, will always have like a special unique trait. It is the one that I've interacted with the most, but it's just like, oh my god. It just cracks. It's so fucking funny. I feel like there is like a certain level of like Warframe brain rot that we all like. It's like the damage cap clips and like the level 9999 disruption target clips. I've seen too many YouTube shorts where it's just like, yeah, they just ran a disruption to max level, and I was like, oh my god, I only have 3,800 plat right now, unfortunately. Dude, that's the other thing. I actually kind of spend my plat. I do not keep plat for long. I mean, especially with all like the cosmetics that come out. Like, bro, when the Gemini skins came out, I definitely was like burning plat. I'm pretty sure I spent a shit ton of plat to just get it. By the chat, I'm actually wanted by secondary and rank 5. Hey man, I really enjoyed the 1999 arcane grind. I thought it was like pretty easy. You know, just doing the bounties to like get to max standing. I just farmed like a shit ton of arcanes as well, and I ended up with like, I think I had a max rank primary crux like so early, and I was like, oh, so basically every mission you just either do the little pink crate or you do the exterminate and whatever it is. But I think people are doing the Legasite capture, and you know, with a good enough build you can like finish the mission in like a couple minutes and then also get the vault and then leave, and you can get like 100,000 credits. So I've been seeing some new stuff, but yeah, I'm still going. Devanir says Uncle Marchill. Yeah, I'm going off on the community right now. But nah, my actual loadout is Bursting Incarnate, Latum, and Okina Incarnate. But yeah, dude, when Okina Incarnate came out, there were so many. Like, I think there was a moment when I uploaded Melee Influence where I mentioned at the end of the video that like weapons like Okina Incarnate are like really buff, and then like someone watched. I guess they didn't watch until that point, and they like left a comment, and they're like, "What about Okina Incarnate?" And I was like, "Yeah, don't worry, we all know. we know how strong that is. That was like a unique case." So if you guys, oh my god, I do appreciate it sometimes. I mean, I appreciate all the comments for the most part. Shout out Lucas for joining, dropping some likes as well. But I just have to remember to cast my abilities. I don't know if that's the dumbest take you've ever heard, but there's these moments, dude. Straight up, master yapper. That's yapping is rule number 1. Gameplay is second, man. Yeah, this dude left a comment and he said I had a Kubrick stare, and I was like, bro, are you like watching people that like smile and like look photogenic? Like, bro, I'm trying to lock in. I'm trying my best and I'm struggling. So I was like, you want me to like look good for the camera while I'm trying to play Warframe and yap at the same time? I was like, and then they were gone. They were like, they just were like, they're like, what the fuck? Type, and then they responded to one of my things, and then they're just gone. I was like, fuck, man, these TikTok does it the worst. You guys, the people do just they pop in, they just see it on their For You page. They're like, what the fuck? They comment. They're like, yo, this guy's sus, and then they're gone, and I'm like, oh. You see how it sticks with me? That must have been like a couple days ago, or maybe it was last week. I mean, I am just gonna lose track of the streams at this point. I can count on myself to do that. Oh, into the bubble, but that's safe. I'm fine. Alright. Oh, your boy's just dead? Oh, interesting. Did not even realize that happened. That's wonderful. Did proc melee influence. Haven't really been spamming much of the Knell either, but yeah, I mean, still chilling. I do think I'm going very slow. Oh no, I'm doing okay. 12 minutes with 2 crucibles. You know, it's like 5 minutes is the survival timer, so yeah, if you're actually playing properly, you could probably do it in like, I don't know, 3 to 4 minutes, so it's pretty nice. But yeah, we're trying to primarily just bonk, man. That's the main setup. That's the main MO. You can see, chat, you guys cannot tell, and that was like the only thing that I really needed is, currently I'm at 107 FPS, so melee influence literally is like so effective that it like brings up my FPS by like 20 points a little bit. It's a little bit absurd. I've mentioned it a couple times, but it's very consistent ability. It's a very consistent arcane that I have on way too many setups, and it's very effective, man, especially when you have Wrathful Advance. You do have to proc it, which is it's a trade-off, man, I guess you could say. You suffer a little bit in that regard. Also, low enemy density, you're suffering a little bit, but I can still just bonk them to death. I don't need to be influencing them. I like being an influencer, but I'm not always influencing. That's the Amar hot take of the century. But yeah, still chilling. I will say, if you guys caught the last live stream, I did play a little embarrassing. I forgot that every 5 minutes in a conjunction survival, I just am doing nothing but spamming melee influence because corrupted ancients just will continuously spawn for like a minute or so, and I'm telling you what, when these little void tears appear, I really feel it, man. You get a little bogged down in that moment, and it's a bit scary. I did just fully fail and just failed to kill Malice as well, so it was embarrassing, chat. But yeah, suddenly you're just surrounded by Overguard and you're using your Ellie, and you're like, oh, you know, I'll give it my best shot. And unfortunately, chat, you guys could have watched it live, and it would have been embarrassing. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing that I like about Alchemy, and the thing that sucks at the same time is just, you're seeing it. I'm like, are there less enemies? Like, I feel like there was a point where it spawned more enemies, but I don't know. I feel like nowadays, when I do an Alchemy, I'm like not maxing out my build very well. I'm not actually, I don't feel like I'm taking full advantage of, you know, the crowd clearing potential that I have, but I'm still, am I just running away from Malice because this fucking, oh my god, chat. Oh, I love that. You see, he just wiped me. That was a little bit scary. He wiped me like a fucking baby. Oh my god, and he's dead. Yeah, sometimes, chat. This alchemy shit where I'm like running around hitting all the pipes. I'm like, I swear to god, I'm just letting all the enemies pile up because I just have to run around and bonk a bunch of pipes for. It feels like minutes. It feels like so long. And yeah, Amar complains about every mission he ever plays. Yeah, that's kind of what's happening. I mean, I feel like you'll always have, I mean, whether you call them complaints or like pain points or just like how the game works, like whatever you want to call it, it's just like you have to take it in stride. But, you know, I will say, speaking of that, so I got 2 things to mention. So we've got a secondary Enervate video going up tomorrow morning, so I've got that all set up for you guys. And then tomorrow evening, nice, that's sick. Tomorrow evening is Hyperlight Breaker. So that is I don't know what I would call it. It's a 3D action RPG roguelike. So it's like kind of an open world game as well, and you have revives in the same world. So it's a pretty crazy game. It's made by the same developer as, of course, Hyperlight Drifter. That's a pretty easy connection to make. But yeah, I think what I will say, like right off the bat, you know, it'll be a little bit of a mini review, but, you know, we'll still be yapping about Warframe when it comes up. But it is very difficult for the start of the game. Like when you're really underpowered, you definitely feel that shit. So it incentivizes you. So it has this interesting mechanic where like you die and then you return to the same world like 4 times. And so there's like dying is a whole mechanic, and you have gear that has little pips, like little markers, and once you die you lose a marker. So if you have like the lowest tier weapon, then it's gone when you die, and you have to find another one. But if you have the blue tier, the second tier, then you're chilling. Top 3 primaries in your opinion? I think it would probably still be Torrid Incarnate and Burstin Incarnate are some of the strongest for me. But it might be 3 Incarnates. I think it might actually be like Torrid Incarnate, Burstin Incarnate, and Strun Incarnate. I don't know if I could say that super confidently, but yeah, those are generally the ones that I always come back to in terms of like having broken amounts of power, like far outclassing a lot of shit and just being so OP. You know, Boar Incarnate isn't terrible, but it's got interesting stats. It's also a beam weapon like Torrid Incarnate, but definitely works differently. But you know what I mean? Like, at this point, it is Incarnates for me because it has the trade-off of like needing to charge it. But part of it is that some of those weapons are definitely easier to charge. Like Burstin for sure is like easier to charge because it's just a full auto. So is Torrid, but Torrid is just easier to charge on a whole different level. Like that Torrid is just so fucking crazy. But yeah, it has to be. It has to be the broken ones because like right, that's like the thing is there are a lot of strong weapons, but there are only a few weapons that are like truly so powerful and have such strange and absurd stats that they like kind of outclass the rest of the list. And you know, that's why I randomize, because you know, I want to use as many weapons as I want, and in the end you are going to be incentivized to just use your strongest gear, and there's no real reason why you should ever use other weapons on the list unless you want to. Now there is the whole thing of Elite Archimedia and Deviri, but that just means you have a build on every weapon. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be regularly using every weapon. So, you know, I think Deviri is the gateway drug to, you know, expanding your usage list and like branching out to new ideas. But yeah, I mean, the thing that I always do is for most of the game, you're going to be using one weapon, right? 2, 3 weapons. Pros and cons to viral heat versus viral electric. Oh, that's an interesting question. So I would say the main one is that heat I think over 1 second it will strip 50% of armor. But there's a very interesting thing that happens. I mean, it's a little bit of a unique case, but yeah, it'll strip 50% of armor, which will work alongside. But the main reason that I have heat is because of primed heated charge on a pistol. That's the main time that I'm using viral heat. Otherwise, I'm only using viral heat on my companion because, yeah, I want to give them 10 stacks of viral, and I want to reduce their armor by 50% over 1 second. So obviously you can't have like viral corrosive, so it's nice to have a little bit of armor strip. Obviously it's not full armor strip, but I think part of it is that when you're active enough, you know, it's more about what your companion is actually hitting, and that's why I've been thinking more about using a different companion weapon, one that has like more splash damage. So like every time the companion is hitting an enemy, it's like applying more status, because that's like the primary use that I have for a companion is applying status. So currently I have viral, heat, and magnetic. So I've added magnetic recently because I do want to just pray to God that it targets the corrupted ancient next to me and just turns their overguard to mush, and then I can just go from there. So it's pretty useful. But yeah, I use a sentinel because they have primed regen, and they have the mod called Guardian, which is pretty useful. I've thought about using a MOA. I think a MOA is a pretty interesting one because they have a very fun defensive ability called Blast Shield, which like refills their entire overguard cap. It gives them like 5,000 overguard. Or excuse me, not overguard, shield. It gives them 5,000 over shield. That's what I meant to say. Sorry about that. No, so it's basically like it's a charge attack that will knock an enemy down, and then it'll also refill its shields. And from what I can tell, that does get reduced by Manifold Bond, but it has to. I think it has to move a certain distance before it can activate its ability. So you'll have to be kind of running around, but it has some weird like pseudo cooldowns based on how it works. But I do think MOAs are very strong, and I think the MOA might work pretty well with a different weapon. I know I was talking about using a weapon called Cryota. They need to have a specific minimum crit chance because I need to be able to get Tenacious Bond off of it. That's like the other buff that I look for. I have Reinforced Bond and Tenacious Bond, so I kind of need that at this point. I'm very comfortable with it. I guess I'll say that. The Fire Ray buff is always so nice. Hounds work really well, yeah. But then, yeah, that's the thing is the... do Hounds get over 50% crit chance? Because I thought their Hound weapons had pretty low crit chance. Because I know you can use critical... or, what do they use? They use... can you use the sacrificial mods? I don't remember. Yeah, so... that's definitely one of them where... so currently my companion is giving me 3 different buffs. My companion is giving me Reinforced Bond by having over like 1200 shields with a shield mod. It's giving me Tenacious Bond by having over 50% crit chance with all the mods and stuff. And then I'm also getting the Vigilante set bonus because my companion weapon is a rifle. So Vigilante set bonus is going to convert 20% of my crit chance to a higher tier. And that's like calculated after everything, so it'll basically take whatever crit chance you have and then it'll just put that 20 on there. So whatever you land, it'll just buff it. So it's a pretty crazy setup. The claws are hard to get to 50% crit chance, yeah. Yeah, that was the main thing. I was like, I like having Tenacious Bond and Reinforced Bond and, you know, honestly, the Vigilante bonus as well for my primary, because I do end up being a little reliant on really strong primary weapons. You know, you're seeing I'm like ranking up the Knell, so it's a weird day to be a Mar, but I think we're still chilling. Like, I think part of it is like, yeah, you know, I think when anyone talks about a Warframe build or a weapon build or whatever, there's always so much more to talk about, and you know that I think that's why I've, you know, when I don't really, I don't know how to explain this. I wouldn't really want to cut out my stream and make it into a video and like upload that to YouTube separately, because I feel like I'm wasting time. Like the reason that I write a script is because I feel like you put in effort to be more concise. And like, yeah, there's a million fucking Warframe videos out there, right? You can watch so many different Warframe videos. So it's like, at least if you're gonna watch one of my, you know, my secondary Enervate video is 3 minutes long. Alright, because I was like, listen, I don't want it to be a minute. A YouTube short has just been a struggle for me to write a script that fits into a minute. But I've been able to do it with some videos. But yeah, like the 3 minute mark has been pretty consistent for me, where I can actually talk pretty in depth, and I might have to cut out like one line, but I don't think it's too crazy. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, secondary Enervate was 3 minutes, and I was like, yeah, it works fine. You want to get the point across. That's what I realized is I literally just show the builds as like a visual aid for like different examples. You know, when I talk about Compressa and how it works with secondary Enervate, then I also show the Compressa build. You know, when I talk about Nucor, but otherwise I'm just showing you different builds, so you get a little bit of a different feel in terms of like, okay, what kind of situations is Enervate. Like, you know, Amar doesn't want to put Enervate on every weapon. Let's just say that I'm going in with built in the notion that I want to make sure that I'm using Enervate where it makes it drastically better, but I'm not necessarily hard pressed to put Enervate on everything. So like this is my list after running around, testing it on a bunch of stuff, deciding whether, you know, I was, you know, whether the buff was enough or like whether the buff was even worth it. You know, generally it was versus secondary Encumber, because, you know, Enervate has the whole like reset system where you have to be above, or you'll like build up additive crit chance. It works pretty well. I don't think it's too hard to understand, but it's definitely one of those things where I think it's one of those things where you'll have a lot of variance in how people will set it up. And yeah, I mean, like, it's part of what I love is like everybody will always have their own way of setting everything up that will always be slightly different. And you know, if I can show my stuff off in a short, concise way, then that's all I want. You should use Enervate on Compressor. You should try that just once. I mentioned in the video, but it, like, the bubble explosions, like the multi-shot and like the random embed delay, it like breaks a lot of on-hit effects. So I saw the highest additive crit buff that I saw was 560% additive crit, but it was probably only for like a couple pellets or like a couple explosions. But yeah, the compressor will definitely like break that arcane. So I felt like it was good to mention. But yeah, I mean, part of it is that I don't know, man. I don't know if they'll change it, but I love how the on-hit effect. Now that I did the research for secondary encumber, it was interesting to actually like quantify what it meant and be like, okay, I start to understand this. So it's like it's calculating each bullet individually. Is Qorvex good? So Qorvex does a zillion damage. It does a lot of damage, and it's a shotgun. But it is just a shotgun that's basically a sniper. The build that I have on it is blast damage, so that basically you shoot something in the face, and then it gets a blast proc, and then it dies after it has a blast proc, and then it explodes, and it deals damage to the enemies around it. So it's a pretty crazy build, but yeah, I can't... It's fun. It's fun to try, and you can see a real statement of its power, but like I don't know how much they're doing. The acuity mods, Worthy Calamari and Biting Frost, so you can get ridiculous crit chance on it. Yeah, oh, they're all calculated the same way. See, dude, they're all calculated this. Oh my god, acuity, Worthy Calamari. Okay, yeah, and Biting Frost. That's crazy. That thing, the whole like multiplicative crit chance that like there are just specific, what is it, the Stalta, and like there's like, is it other ones that have explosions? I know it's the Stalta. I don't know if it's also like the what is the, God, why can't I think of the weapon? A lot of my Discord members were talking about it, and I was like, that's a fucking content rabbit hole right there. The fact that there are just like some weapons that you just get like stupid crit chance numbers. Tenet Plinks, yeah, I remember that. Thank you for that. And Onos off the top of my head. I have been thinking about changing up my Onos build, because I have been thinking about putting blast damage on it, honestly. Minus 50% cold. Is that good? 50% cold is pretty good. I like 50% cold because you can either turn that into blast or viral. But so on Qorvex, what I would probably use, what I end up using is primed cryo rounds for blast damage, if you are going to put blast damage on it. But yeah, I think you just shoot shit in the face, see how much you like it. And if you think you enjoy doing a zillion damage. Epitaph too, nice. Yeah. No, that was a rabbit hole where I'm like, all right, you guys go have your fun, do the research, whatever. I'll wait to hear you guys report back. Have fun with your multiplicative crit chance. So, oh, we had a new member in the Discord. Architect, there you go. Architect, got that. Appreciate that. Welcome in. But yeah, that's what I mean is, I appreciate you guys being in the Discord so that you can keep me updated on like the fucking, I hate to say it like this, but it is kind of like the hype beast. You know, what's popping, what's everybody talking about, you know, what's the next hot I don't know, damage cap. I see too many of these now. I see way too many simulacrum clips now about like, did you know? And I'm like, I didn't know. So I'm glad to be in the position that I am, where I can just sit back and be like, wow, that is very cool, that's awesome, and just kind of leave it there. So oh, scrolling too far. Did Knell move? Oh, Knell did move a little bit. No, I don't think he moved, but I guess we get to swap it. So let's see what we get for the melee. Oh, fucking heat dagger. Oh god. All right, chat. Am I like broken? Is my like gear broken or something? What's going on? Oh, Qorvex too. Is that a good show? Oh, I could probably, yeah, that's probably a good showing. Knell with Qorvex. I think that could work pretty well. Basmu, we could spam a little bit. That's a fun one to play. You'll see it. Yeah, it's a weird weapon, but yeah. Goodness, chat. That's kind of all I can say. So let's get set up. I guess we'll start writing stuff down, and I'll talk about the build. So Qorvex build. I do have a Tau Forged Red in here, but I don't think I need it anymore. Because, yeah, I have a negative duration. Because I don't really care about duration. Whatever. I'm just... You don't need the Tau Forged Red. I realize it. I have it in there now. I'm just going to leave it in there. I could I could take it out at some point, but I'm fine with leaving it in. It's still only 65% damage vulnerability, which does suck a little bit. You get 100% defense reduction like pretty early on, so it's, I don't know, man. What I like is that the wall may not necessarily group every enemy, but it will hit a lot of enemies. Those walls are pretty wide on Qorvex now. Yeah, dude. This is a fire one. I do have Omamori, which is a weird take. So this is a 50% chance to negate damage and make you invincible. What am I trying to say? It's a damage gate. It's a 50% damage gate with a 3-second cooldown. So there are still moments where I have to spam. New player, got a question here, if I may ask. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Appreciate it. Grim 1 XP. But yeah, I'm using Omamori for survivability. It's a pretty interesting ability, but I don't know if, I think you'd have to try it and see if you like it and go from there. So I don't know if it's the craziest, most powerful take you've ever seen. So pretty normal build, only 45% range because this has a set radius, so it has a set width. Drop my frames to 15, but he soloed it doing almost nothing. Oh, dude, were you just spamming the 4? Bro, this 4th ability, I do feel that. It's kind of nuts. And yeah, all I'm doing for the most part is spamming Wrecking Wall and potentially also pressing 4 every once in a while, but not like crazy. So pretty normal setup, just Arcane Grace and Arcane Avenger. So Avenger's going to buff me. The damage vulnerability and the defense reduction is going to buff me as well, technically. So nice to get some buffs going. But yeah, there's a Qorvex build, very simple. The 4 is cool, but I'm not spamming it like crazy. I don't know, man. I mainly am a wall dude. But yeah, the 4 does good damage. I was using it in 1999, and I would just laser the fucking when I was doing the bounties, I would just laser the Scaldra cars, whatever you call them. But yeah, it was kind of nuts. But I guess there's Qorvex. We'll talk about Basmu next. I may spam Basmu, I may not. This is primary crux. So Arcane Avenger is just going to add 45 to that, so you are getting over 100% crit chance, so it's fire to have Arcane Avenger in here. This Riven is 236 rerolls. This is one of my most awful now. So is Forma useful for a new player traveling through Star Chart? I maxed my bow staff and it seems weak now. I don't necessarily think so. So most of my builds, if you are interested, on my YouTube channel, I have a series called Speedrunning the New War, where I actually start a fresh character and play through the whole game. And you can see that a lot of the starter gear is like super weak, and there is a break off. So I know the Karak is pretty good and the Heck is pretty good, but like there's a couple master rank breakpoints, or like if you can get far enough to like Jupiter and then Saturn, then you can get access to the Zorus. You can do the Deadlock Protocol. So yeah, the bow staff is pretty weak. So shout out Grim1 XP for following as well. Yeah, the 4 hitting 2 pylons placed on the fragmented one gives infinite explosions. Oh, I gotta show you a clip on your Discord. Dude, yeah. I've got to get you joined in. Let me know what your username is, because I've had a couple people join in, so I have to get people approved. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Yeah, so the starter gear is pretty shit. You know, at a certain master rank breakpoint, you're going to be a little bit better. But yeah, this is viral. So you get electricity on the bullet, and you get fire on the AoE. But this is a tiny amount of fire, so it's not really a crazy amount of damage. It is Hunter munitions as well with the crit buff. So yeah, I mean, it's like, isn't Basmu the best? No, it's not a very good weapon, but I can still make it work. I think it's pretty good. I am using galvanized aptitude for shooting people in the face with Hunter munitions, and that's what I've been spamming recently, man. So I guess good to go. That's Basmu. I'll show Knell again if you guys are curious. New people are here. Riven is crazy. I wanted the reload speed. I was happy about that. Multi-shot and cold damage. This is saving the cold mod, so I can still use Prime Heated Charge. So Prime Heated Charge is just buffing the damage of the bullet. It's not buffing the AoE of the blast proc, but it's just turning a full auto into something that at least has splash damage. And then it's also secondary encumber with galvanized shot. So obviously you have infinite ammo as long as you get 1 headshot every 6 seconds. So it's like 2 seconds per buff stack, and you have 3 buff stacks. So it's a pretty long duration. If you swap to your melee, it it pauses the timer on the buff stacks, and then you can just, whenever you need to use the Knell again, you just swap back to it, make sure you keep your stacks, and then swap back to your melee. So great weapon to swap back and forth from. If you like melee and you want something like that, it does have a trade-off. If you burn that cooldown, you have to fucking land a headshot, or else you have to wait 1.5 seconds. So I feel that shit every single time. So it's got a trade-off, but I think it's worth it. And yeah, this is Heat Dagger. So this is a dagger, so you get a bunch of slash procs on the standing attack, and then you get slash procs on the heavy attack, and that's kind of about it. Like, it's a shitty dagger. It's got bad crit chance. It's got okay status, but heat on slam attack is pretty cool though. That's pretty interesting. I don't know if I'm necessarily spamming it. Is it on the standing? I think it's on the normal slam attack. I don't think it's on the heavy slam. So for now, it's still a dagger. So I still like slashing people a little bit. You get to spam Tennokai a little bit. So it's a weapon you actually swing. I'm not always bonking. I'm not full caveman yet. But yeah, there you go. I guess we're all set up. Let's get going. Let's load in. I think we should still have an alchemy. So it'll be nice. I mean, the alchemy may be a little bit slow. I gotta be honest. Yeah, 37 minutes here. We're chilling. Okay. Nice and easy. And then we're at 1400. I could burn some of these exceptionals. I've been thinking about doing that. Here, let's just... Where are we at? What's the highest one now? Is it like still 10? Yeah, it's 10. Lith A6. What is that? Acarius Prime. And Hildren. What about this? Hildren parts, Goss parts. Okay. Here, let's do this. Lith M9. Oops. M9. Alright. Oh, and we've got 2 already. So we'll save a little bit of void traces and do it this way. Oh, Evan's got something for me. I see that. A Saren Prime look. Oh, wait. Is this 2 different Saren Prime looks? Oh, I can see it from here. Dude, look at the fucking... Dude, the Fog of War ephemera is, like, so sick. This is like... Dude, this is like Demon Queen. Well, it's called Night Hunter. So, yeah, I mean, I see the vibes. Jesus, dude. I love this skin. It's so aggressive, you know what I mean? That's fucking baller, yeah. Shout out Evan. Dropping a bomb and then dropping another one. Oh, a different variant. Look at that. The Night Hunter skin. Oh, look at this. Woo! Kind of like that, chat. Saren does have the beef. Look, the Prime skin. It's got some power. Just looked up stuff on Google. So Forma will add more slots to my weapon, but my staff is... Yeah, you don't need Forma. Like, you don't really have enough mods to really take advantage of Forma right off the bat. Yeah, so don't waste it on the starter gear. Like, Paris does good damage, but yeah, there's other setups you can go with. I mean, it sucks. Like, the early game does suck because you don't have a lot of strong gear, and that's the main thing that's going to help you. So you're going to be a little reliant on, like, Warframe abilities and doing stuff like that for the time being, but yeah, we're chilling. We're cruising. Alright. But yeah, I mean, I think part of it is, like... I was very thankful when I played through that I had a lot of public missions. I got a lot of squads. I got pretty lucky with the squads that I went in with. It saved me a lot of trouble. That makes a ton more sense now, actually, yeah. So, like, most of the starter gear is pretty bad. There's some stuff that's pretty good, but I definitely think there is this power jump where it struggles a lot at first, and then you kind of reach a threshold where you have a strong enough setup that things get easier for sure, where I think it's like Master Rank 4. I don't know when you get the Karak. I think iFlynn had a video talking about the Karak, so I see this stuff. I'm watching. We got our shit going. Get our little mini dagger all buffed and ready to go. So we got the stacks going, so that's chilling. Okay, and then we're gonna swap. I should probably spam Basmu a little bit so you guys can actually see. Yeah, we love Basmu. This shit kind of goofy, man. This shit kind of silly. It's a strange weapon. Yeah, it's got infinite ammo. It's battery operated. But it's just it's got some weird funkiness. It's got some weird power to it. But yeah, I just love. I had blast damage on it for a while, but I did replace that and I put viral heat back on, or I just put viral back on it. Yeah, I'm still kind of tweaking it and messing around, but I do like the stats. It's pretty good. I mean, it's shredding pretty well. It's got that splash damage, so I think it has a little bit of like built-in crowd clearing. So I didn't feel that blast was super necessary. I feel like I was more thankful to just be proccing viral heat instantly and to go from there. But yeah, we're chilling. We get to spam. Excuse me for that. Should get some water in a second, but still fine. I think I'm looking down, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Basmu is such a weird. It's an ancient weapon. It's a weapon that I spent, yeah, hundreds of thousands of kuva on, like long before I was farming as much kuva as I am now. Like the amount of kuva that I get every week now is like so easy to get and so simple, and it means that I'm just rolling Rivens like once a week and just praying that I get something good. And yeah, it's been a nice like Sunday ritual where I need the kuva for something, and so I'm just like burning it whenever I get it. That right at the week reset, you know, I get the 250,000 from Teshin, I get the 35,000 from Iron Wake, and I get the 35,000 from the Zeramin. So it's pretty easy. You literally don't have to play Zeramin missions. Just log in 5 days out of the week and buy a Void Plume Pinion. That's all you need to do, and it's the easiest thing I've ever done. It's just so much fun, man. Like the amount of kuva that they just give away. Also, like, I know this is crazy to say, but if you guys like have gotten all the Incarnins for that rotation, then you can get 25,000 kuva as like your tier 5 reward on Steel Pass circuits, which is like insanely easy to get. So it's a pretty quick way to get 25,000 more. I don't do it. I don't really play Steel Pass circuits as much. I've thought about doing a Steel Pass circuits run and seeing how quickly I can get to level 1,000, but I feel like that would have to be solo. I feel like if I did it in a squad, I would like crash my game. So I would have to see, but I've been thinking about doing that. Like one stream a week, we just burn through 5 waves, get the 25,000 kuva, just see how quick we can do it. Just one day of Steel Pass circuits, because it is like a free. I don't know. It is like a freebie, I guess is what I would call it. But yeah, the whole thing would be how quick can you get to level 1,000, which is just 9 rounds in Steel Pass circuits. So that's kind of the whole thing. So I don't know if I would just do Omnias after that, but I would probably actually want to finish out Steel Pass circuits. But it is nice to get 25,000 more kuva, because I mean, with the amount that you can get purely from Teshin, from Steel Essence, like, it is like a whole different caliber. And so it's like, in the end, Omnias will be like the most efficient thing for you to do, because it's just getting Steel Essence while also doing something else. So it's just what I'm doing constantly, and I just accumulate Steel Essence from, of course, just killing Acolytes. You can see there's not a single enemy around me. This is fucking annoying, but we'll survive. Oh wait, did I miss a bunch of stuff? Okay, red gumdrops. I'm currently on Sirius Planet and have no idea how to farm for more Warframes or pieces. So doing the normal circuit is pretty good, because you already don't have all that gear. So if you do the Deviri quest, I don't know exactly what it's called, but yeah, the quest that unlocks Deviri, I guess. When I see the Plains reward being like 300 kuva, I lose my mind. You were status back then. Yeah, seriously, dude. No, like, I never do any of the old kuva farms. Like, I would die before I did a fucking Void Flood or like a Void Siphon, or excuse me, a kuva Flood or a kuva Siphon. Fuck that. Also, I don't do Requiem Fissures. You used to be able to, it's a pretty good source of kuva, because it is the bronze reward and you could potentially get some other stuff, but yeah, that shit, bro. I love the new method. Give it to me once a week. I'm very thankful that they do that. That they're like, okay, the new thing that we're doing is now, like, you show up once a week and you get a bunch of shit that you can farm, And as long as you do it every week, you'll be insanely buff by the end of it, and you're just flush with Archon Shard. You have more Archon Shards than you could ever know what to do with, because, you know, most people are not using every Prime Warframe in the game and putting fucking 3, 4, 5 Archon Shards on, like, all the Prime Warframes. So you'll be stockpiling them like crazy. That's where I think more people are doing the 5 Tau Forged purple shards. Because, like, Tau Forged reds are super invaluable, but a Tau Forged purple, bro, that's how you spam a little bit. But that's, like, late game stuff. Like, that's, like, fucking, you know, Kullervo plus Wrathful Advance. That's, like, stupid shit. I'm like, okay, guys. Alright, chat. We get it. You like Wrathful Advance, or you like Stat-Stick Korra, or whatever. It's like, you're maxing it out. I'm talking triple X's, exactly how you want to see it. But I don't know, man. Still chilling. I think part of it is that, like, there are just so many setups in this game that are so drastically and, like, comically stronger than, like, most other things in this game that it's like, yeah, why the fuck wouldn't you be like, yeah, you should be spamming, what is it, like, I mean, a lot of people, I would say Wrathful Advance with any of the strongest, like, slam fluence, like bonk fluence, heavy slam melee weapons is a pretty crazy take. There's a lot of Incarnins that are just super broken, so, you know, it's a crazy setup. Oh, save. Oh, I'm wrong. Wrong one. Still good to go. What are you guys saying? I got a lot of frames, but missing a lot of parts, and I can't get better relics right now. Oh, yeah. No, the relics. I mean, that is the thing, is, like, I think it's important to focus on one thing at a time is the other thing. Like, try to get one thing. Vitus Essence Farm by Kuva. True. That's a good one. I like that. But yeah, bro. Every time I do a fucking public... So I do like doing those missions public. But yeah, I've thought about doing... If it's a solo arbitration, I've thought about doing it solo. But yeah, arbitrations is one that I just don't really do. Like, I'm cool. I don't... Because there is the way, now that you have, like, the gathering, the resourceful gatherer or whatever, like, you can farm the Vitus Essence a little easier. Like, when I do arbitrations, when the new galvanized melee mods came out, that's all I did was buff my squad, and I ran around and just shot drones for, like, 25, 40 minutes. So it was however long I was willing to go. But, bro, I'm telling you, I was doing it public. Always a motherfucker that cannot stop dying. Always somebody that's just getting cooked over and over. And I'm being smart with Wisp. I'm only casting health and fire rate, and so I can cast 3 motes, or like 3 sets of motes. Like, I hate arbitrations, bro, because a lot of times never set up, and then I guess if you die, then you just fail. I like your randomizer fissures better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Omnias are, like, to me, more fun because you'll get the extra spawns from the Void Tears, but you also, like, I have accumulated a shit ton of fucking Prime Warframe parts. Like, it's so sick to just be like, hey guys, guess what? I now have, like, fucking 4 Hildren sets that are available for the raffle. So it's like, oh, it's so much fun, man. And I will always love killing acolytes. That's one of my favorite things to do. I'll always love the variety that you get. But, you know, it's nice. Like, I don't think... Do these show up on Intradi tiles? Also, there's some really shit arbitrations. Like, I would never in my life do an interception arbitration. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. That's fucking awful, dude. But yeah, if it's like a survival arbitration, but yeah, you'll get like a defense arbitration. I'm like, fuck off. Give me a survival. I don't know. They have like disruption as well. I feel like disruption isn't too crazy now. Like, I could probably handle a solo disruption, but that's what I mean. I'm like, bro, I also enjoy Kullervo's skill in Volt plus Okina Incarnate. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, Okina Incarnate is... There are like specific Incarnate that I use with melee influence that are like, bro, if I get any type of fire rate buff or like attack speed buff, yeah, I'm spamming Hate Incarnate, I'm spamming Okina Incarnate, like, just the level of power that melee influence has. And yeah, Okina is a fucking hybrid heavy attack weapon. You have a Spinning Needle, which has a slash proc on the standing attack and a slash proc on the heavy attack, so it's insanely fucking good. There's Marissa, I see ya. Okay, we gotta get you approved. Oh, I can pause. What am I doing? I'm pausing. One sec. Gamer. Nice and easy. Okay, all set up. Okay, good to go. That's fucking, bro. The like, so he's talking about the infinite explosions from the 4 on Qorvex. I'm like, there's like so many crazy setups in this game where I'm like, I don't know. It's just, it feels like an endless rabbit hole to me. It feels like there's always more stuff to discover and weird interactions. Did I shoot myself? I shot myself. Okay, I gotta heal myself for a second. Let that shit decay. Run away. We're fine. We're safe. We lived. We played it smart. Didn't play too fast and loose. Deal with the corrupted ancients always. Still chilling. Oh, is he here? He's here. Okay, we're chilling. Come on, proc the statuses. There you go. Nice and easy. Okay. Let's dome this dude real quick. Safe. Okay, better. Yeah, I'll love to see that. So we got you all approved. Got you good to go. Gotta get you added as well. To the wheel. Added to the wheel. That's what I'm talking about. Not the wheel of pain. The wheel of the raffle, chat. Come on, don't be silly. Yeah, you can win a lot of stuff in the raffle. You could win your choice of a Prime Warframe set. You could win. So it's going to be 3 Rivens or potentially 4 Rivens. So you got a 50-50 shot at getting 4 Veiled Rivens. Otherwise, you're getting 3. You get a max rank Acolyte Arcane of your choice as well. And yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, it's stuff that I can literally just accumulate forever for you guys, and just know that I'll always have it available for you guys. And I don't have to spend plat. There's no plat involved. This is just stuff that I can just do for you guys normally, and then there you go. Get some. You can get plat from the Veiled Rivens. You can get plat from the Prime Warframe set if you want. You can get Phosphor from the Acolyte Arcane. So you know, it's just stuff where I'm like, it will literally just rot in my list. It will just rot in my inventory forever, and I will be accumulating it forever for this foreseeable future, at least on stream, right? I don't know. I feel like it will slow down at a certain point if I'm playing this more just on stream, but so far it's a good mention. Hang on. I gotta maybe pause so I can reach out, but I think if I chill out from here, I'm good. What am I missing? I got a lot of frames. Yeah, I finally put Tower Force Purple on Slam Zephyr. Felt like cheating. Yeah, dude, when people talk about Slam Zephyr, that's a crazy setup. That's a setup that I'm like, oh my god, I did not know that was even possible. I think it was like, was it Folkloric who mentioned that to me to start off with? Yeah, I know that with melee influence like breaks the game. Like that shit is so OP. So I do love that setup. Oh, thank you, yeah. Well, anyway, here's what it looks like from a friend's perspective. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I think I still have it set up where you have to. You gotta get approved to submit pictures and stuff, and then you're all good to go. Oh my god. Yeah, we love the long-ass wiki posts. I should do a deep dive on Qorvex, it seems. Oh, because you hit the pillar. Oh, is that part of it? Okay, that's a big... I mean, that is wiki. That is a wiki wall for you. When it's got a lot of notes on like how the ability works, that's kind of what you're looking for. You're like, oh shit, here we go. Have you played any Void Cascade Omnias? Yeah, no, trust me, dude. This guy's saying the Ancients give Thrax Ghosts over it. Trust me, bro. I have been screaming and raging for God knows how many fucking streams because the Ancients give Thrax Overguard. My loop has completely changed for Conjunction Survival. Bro, I have to like prep my melee influence weapon, so right as the 5-minute mark hits, I have to like spam my melee influence weapon, make sure it's got all the galvanized buffs, make sure it's got melee influence, and then dude, it's so fucking annoying. I have to stand there and not kill the Thrax and straight up just like fucking do nothing but wipe all the corrupted ancients and just make sure that whatever void tears show up, I'm just nuking the corrupted ancients, and then I deal with the Thrax. It's so fucking annoying. And in a Void Cascade, it sucks. I will say the nice thing is that in a rough situation, sometimes the Thrax has nobody around them. There have been a lot of moments where I'm fighting a Thrax where that dude is alone. And that does save me in some times, and it makes me suffer in other times. But yeah, Void Cascade is absolutely one where whether a Thrax is near enemies or away from enemies, it's I'm suffering either way. There's never a good position in a Void Cascade, and that's what I mean. Like, solo Void Cascade Randomizer kills me, dude. Because yeah, you realize, not like in the first couple rounds, you realize after round 5, like if you're, so here's the thing, going to round 5 is pretty easy, going to round 10 is definitely more difficult, that's where I end, but if you're going 15 or beyond, you're getting cooked, bro. You need a decent setup, because you're getting into the thousands, and then you're hitting level cap by round 26 or something, so like the rate at which it scales up really benefits the way that I play, because it means that I'm leaving after 10 rounds. I'm not getting the worst of it. I'm chilling. I can still basically randomize my gear. I might have to play a little bit smarter and choose better gear, but that is one where like all the other Omnias exist as they are, and then Void Cascade is just there, just big dick fucking on the counter, just like, yeah, there you go. You need to do an Omnia. 107 Exelizer is his level cap, and that's 4 per Exelizer. Right, so that's, yeah, so 25 rounds is 25 times 4 is 100, so then yeah, 26 times 4 is, so it's like technically it's, you would go for 27 rounds, but it's like, yeah, 25 rounds will put you at like level, what is it, 83 something. I don't know how it scales at like the very end, but yeah, that's what I mean. It's like when you're beyond 1,000, that's when your build will change a lot, because it's like the damage that they deal will change a lot. You know, the damage that you need to hit for single targets will change. The nuking ability that you need will change. But yeah, the Corrupted Ancients showing up and giving Overguard to everything, just the way that they change Corrupted Ancients fucking kills me, dude. Those guys are like my most hated enemy by a giant margin now. I swear to God. I spot, like when those Void Tears show up, bro, I spot farm those dudes. I just lock in, and that's all I'm looking at. Oh, this is going to be annoying. I can't hit Mania. Oh, I can potentially hit Mania. Oh, I can slow him, right? Oh, I got stunned. Oh, and I'm stuck. He's stunning me a whole bunch. That sucks. Oh, he's stunning me more. I'm trying to get into Operator, and I'm not doing myself any favors right now, chat. What do I have in the other? Oh, I'm still casting my 4. Oh my God, I was still casting my 4. Did you guys see that? I pressed 4 about 6 seconds ago. And then I just got lifted so much by Mania that it just didn't trigger until like second. That was fucking, I'm sorry. That was crazy, man. Never tested Zephyr plus Sam's. It will give a shoot to that. Yeah. So there's an augment for the tornadoes that creates more tornadoes. And then what basically happens is that the tornadoes will chain damage, and then melee influence will also chain damage, and they like combine with each other, and it basically breaks the game. Like it multiplies off of itself in such a way that it's like so brokenly OP that it's like on a whole different level. Like it's like one of the craziest setups I've ever seen. It's so fucking strong, and it's like yeah, it's a pretty easy synergy as well, because it literally is just Zephyr plus Slamfluence. So I've definitely been thinking about that. I don't know if you still use max range. I don't know exactly what the setup is, but I know that's the basic gist, is you use the augment for the tornadoes that gives you just a zillion tornadoes. It's like 8 tornadoes or something, but yeah, I don't think it's too crazy. Unfortunately, chat, I got a little unlucky. Yeah, there you go. But I'm still doing okay. I mean, I don't think it's too crazy. I should be putting down my pillars, but honestly, I'm barely even using any of my abilities. But I mean, it's just a fucking Zephyr Tornadoes, Blast plus Zadas can bypass damage attenuation. Oh, it bypasses damage attenuation? So you can one-shot... What? You can, like... No, I guess that thing just has a huge health pool. Never mind. Okay, I see. So it actually just straight up breaks the game. It actually just bypasses damage. Okay, that's on a whole different level then. If it's just, like, literally breaking the game, it's not just, like, figuratively breaking the game by doing something or other. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Zephyr's Tornadoes, yeah, that's so dumb, dude. That's honestly, but yeah, that's a classic like content. That's a classic content build. Yeah, the Blast update was such a huge boon. Oh my god, yeah. Oh, it's too crazy. I can't believe it. But yeah, you guys have got me thinking that maybe Vauban is the only one that I leave as like a max range grouping ability, because I don't know, do you need max range for the tornadoes? I don't know how they work with the 8 tornadoes or whatever. Interception and defense RB is the fastest Vitus farm if you have a good squad. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if I ever go down the rabbit hole of putting together a squad for any mission, I mean, I'm thankful that I don't really have to do that, but yeah, I know that people do that a lot, that for a lot of their farms, they're like actually putting a whole squad together. I don't know, it's just a pain in the ass to me. I'm like, fuck that. I do way too much solo content to bother with that, so I don't know, I just can't. Range affects how far the wandering ones can spawn at. Okay, I got you. That makes sense. So I guess, do they still chain off of each other after a certain point? Like, regardless of how far they spawn, they'll still kind of always work together, so it maybe would incentivize you to have higher range. But yeah, that's what I mean, is like, the reason that I love Zephyr is because you just use the big tornadoes, you keep them in the same spot, and then you just pull all the enemies into the tornado, and it's just a hard CC. It'll just group up all the enemies at all times, and yeah, obviously Overguard completely ruins that. So yeah, bro, more and more when I'm doing Omnias, I'm getting pissed at my grouping abilities. Like, they just don't work like most of the time, and I'm having to like run around and shoot a bunch of corrupted ancients before I do anything. It's kind of the pain in the ass. No, you need them to be closely grouped, so whenever you're breaking attenuation, you cast stationary nados. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, so you're doing it on like a single target then? Because I was thinking more that it was also viable for like clearing out giant swaths of enemies, but I guess that's just melee influence at base. Melee influence already does that, so if you're just spamming influence, then you don't really need the tornadoes to help with that. So I got you. Yeah, I mean, the rabbit hole that you guys have in terms of like single target, I've pretty much allowed most of my community and most of the entire Warframe community to handle the whole single target stuff, because, you know, it's like, for a lot of the game, it's like I can use my existing setup that works as like a room nuke, or at least like a splash damage build, and it still does pretty well for single targets. But I know that like when you're in the high levels and you're doing the crazy shit, then I know that like having insane single target DPS is way more important. But that's what I mean, is like, I'm thankful that I can choose weapons that work well against, you know, single targets and groups, and that I'm trying to use both at the same time, and trying to make sure that I'm, you know, only choosing ones that can function for both. So it's a little bit crazy. Also, I gotta say, I appreciate everybody, you know, watching on YouTube. I think this is like one of my biggest YouTube streams that I've done, so thank you so much for stopping by and enjoying the random melee, or the random Omnias, because what I've tried to do is put the builds in the description, so you can just see what I'm rocking and go and visit and see what I'm using, because I think it's nice to just be at a glance, see what I've got set up, and, you know, have a good time and enjoy. I mean, that's part of it, is I'll always have some weird setup. Oh, I failed a headshot on the giant head, the thing that's all head. But yeah, we're chilling against violence, but I mean, that's part of it, is I still randomize my gear, and I still use a shit ton of weapons. Like, there's still so many insanely strong weapons, and even if you only used the strongest 20% or like the strongest 15% of the weapons in the game in every class, they would still be so insanely strong, and you could combo them together in such crazy ways that, like, yeah, you would be like, I think for a lot of people who play this game, you could potentially triple the number of weapons that you use, and still, and every single weapon, if you only chose from, like, whether you say objective or subjective, or you tested it yourself or whatever, if you only used the strongest, yeah, if you tripled the number of whatever you had, I think you would still have access to like the most broken weapons you could ever think of. And you could argue about, yeah, okay, if we're talking the strongest 5% of rifles, or the strongest, you know, in terms of melees has the most, right? The most unique variants. And so the strongest 1% is still giving you access to, you know, multiple weapons. You're talking Hate Incarnate, Ceramic Dagger Incarnate, you could do Okina Incarnate, you know, you could go for a Slamfluence weapon. So there's still so many different weapons that you can use, even if you're just broadening your list a little bit. But I think most people would probably still end up using only about the strongest 1%, or maybe 3 to 5% of the weapons in the game. Because yeah, that still will cover basically anything you could ever want in a weapon is covered in like the strongest 3 to 5 weapons in the game will cover you through everything that the game could ever throw at you. And why would you ever need to bother with anything else in this game? Why would you ever need to try something else out that's different? And that's what I mean. Like, the longer you play, that's when you start to get into the Zephyr Tornado bypassing damage attenuation. I'm like, oh my god, I understand. I understand why people love it so much. I'm starting to learn. So I in the end, I do appreciate everybody that's like, well, can speak well and has good communication skills and is good at articulating, you know, why a build is so strong and isn't just an asshole and saying that you suck at Warframe. So it's like, I appreciate having that. So. Oh, Chris is here. I see that. EDA is under 1K and you use weapons. I'll probably roll. Yeah, exactly. I really feel like this is a valuable niche. Yeah, like, dude, when you have, yeah, people love talking about breaking damage attenuation. No one talking about what you're doing. That's been my whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I can almost guarantee you 100% that you guys can watch Warframe for your entire life and never see anyone on planet Earth play the game the way I play. I've played the game for a long time, and I've seen a few people like hint at it and understand what I'm going at it and think it's a cool idea, but I've never seen anyone on planet Earth take this exact playstyle to the lengths that I have for literally half a fucking decade. Since, yeah, about 2020. Like, this has been my entire life, and the only reason that I've been playing Warframe for so long. I would not be playing Warframe if I was not randomizing and choosing as many pieces of gear as I want. I could show you my meta list, which is like an entirely separate section of the primary weapons that are like the primary weapons that are truly so fucking goated and brainless that they just max themselves out like it's nothing. They're so strong that they just end up being one of the most used weapons in the game like it's nothing. And that's what I mean is like your love of a weapon will dictate how quickly that weapon escapes you forever. And there will be a point where, yeah, you've used Torrid Incarnate so much that you will never be using Torrid again, bucko. If you're rounding it out properly, if you're really doing it properly, look, here's Torrid. Where's Torrid? Here's Torrid Incarnate. Yeah, the Soma Prime was the first weapon I ever used. Like, the first weapon I ever spammed. And then the Kuva Shakur was the first weapon that I ever used that was, like, so broken that I just couldn't stop spamming it. And that's how I got all my Kuva weapons, was just doming people in the face with the Kuva Shakur. So, pretty sick. I think I used Loki for all of that. So, the meta list, I think, starts about here. It's, like, Miter and above. It's not the Fenmore, but it's, like, Miter and above. So, like, most of these weapons are just so fucking strong that I've taken them in pretty consistently. Tenet Glaxion is a weird one. But, yeah, they're all very strong weapons. But that's what I mean is, like, in the end, chat, variety is the spice of life. And variety serves you up Cinta. Variety serves you up Cinta. Hang on, I got to remember what I was using. I was using Basmu. I got to write down my build. Give me one sec. Basmu, Knell, Heat Dagger. Okay. Okay, chill and chat. Oh, it's so exciting. But that's always been my point. Is like, I think in the end, this is what I mean when I talk about like people literally being like fucking bingo cards. Is like the community always talks about the same stuff. Like, the community will always be talking about damage cap and talking about level cap and talking about, okay, well, the hardest game mode is level cap Void Cascade or whatever it is, and this is my level cap build. And I feel like I hope that if I can offer you something, I can also explain it well enough. Shout out Wasabi. Warframe Mom's still here. Wasabi lived. Wasabi's with us. That's what I like to see. Welcome in. But yeah, I'm telling you, like, I'm appreciative of people who have kind words for me, because, you know, there are a lot of people who straight up are like, the way you play the game is stupid. Like, why the fuck are you randomizing your gear? That's dumb as fuck. I have got plenty of comments like that. New job got me working. Oh, dude, I feel it. I'm close. I gotta start looking for work. This has been unemployed streaming Amar, so we'll have to see what employed Amar looks like. But currently my stream schedule won't change, even if I have a job. So that was my whole point, is I want to still give you a schedule that I can still keep normally. My most used is Tenet Archiplasma. Our second place is Tigris Prime. Yeah, that's what I mean, is like Tigris Prime is like that old school weapon that you had before you really knew how good weapons could be. Like, that's Soma Prime for me. Yeah. Good luck. Best way to make plat in your opinion? I want to hear how you run it. I don't make plat. I know that Void Cascade is pretty good. I've heard that selling the Requiem mods is pretty good. Like, just farming, you know, doing a bunch of Kuva liches. You could potentially like save your Kuva liches, and if you get a god roll on a Kuva lich, you could sell that. Like, if you get a 60%, I would say you might have to look in the market and see like what is the most used, like what is the most sold element. Yeah, I am on Twitch. I've got my username down there now. I did add that. I hope you guys enjoy that. Exactly. I have so many memories with my Tigris. That's what I mean, is like you have the weapon that's actually the best weapon for you now, and then you have like the weapon that was really good for you when you were starting out. Like, if I go to my Warframes here, I can show you my profile if you're interested. We'll talk about the build in a second, but I can show you my profile. My Warframes is still here. It's a pretty hilarious thing. So Frost Prime, I got that for free. But yeah, it's normal Rhino and normal Excalibur are still the highest on the list, and then it's Loki, because Loki just goes invisible, and then you can also be silent. So that's the main reason that I used Loki. And then yeah, like Revenant is like way up on the list. Yeah, Octavia, one of my favorite invisibility frames. So you start to get the idea. Like, in the end, that's what I love about, you can just go to anyone's profile. You can go to anyone's profile and just see, okay, yeah, they're a Torrid spammer. Should have followed you ASAP. Y'all follow Amar. Yeah, appreciate it. I snagged the same username on all my profiles, so you can pretty much find me everywhere at Amar J Joshi. So gaming as well. Humble 50-ish plat a day. Oh, wait, what'd you say? Easy plat or best plat? I say faction mods. Yeah, true. Pet mods. True. Faction mods. Oh my god. Like the ones that you get from these guys. I gotta tell you, man, I gotta start maxing this out as well. I need to burn these relic packs, but we've got one last build to go over, so we'll burn through these relic packs, make sure that we're always getting some syndicate standing, and then go from there.
Do you see anything interesting?
So that's the thing, is like the thing that I struggle with sometimes, using my void traces, using my syndicate standing. So there's a couple of different ways that you can get some pretty easy plat. I started with Volt and Dagoth, and I made it to Goth Prime and Protein. Yeah, exactly. Dagoth is really good. You can get Dagoth pretty early. That's what I realized she's a nice frame to get kind of early on. I'm always impressed with how well I enjoy, or how much I enjoy Dagoth. But yeah, we've got the build set up. Aya farming and cracking Aya relics in Void Cascade Omnia is probably the most profitable. Yeah. Cracking Aya relics, yeah, true. Oh, there's Wasabi. Wasabi, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm trying to grow my Twitch. Oh, appreciate the follow on Twitch as well. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's talk about the build. This is Caliban, Cinta, and Scoliac. So it's a weird setup. I'm still using a Tau Forge yellow, even though you can refund some energy. I do also have some interesting setups, but you're chilling.
Pazul's assassin.
Oh, did that audio alert showed up 1,000 years late, so unfortunate, chat, but I guess we'll just have to leave it. I missed you. Oh, Wasabi, I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, what do I love about this setup? I gotta look at my Jade build, because I don't know if I have shield regen or adaptation on Jade. I think I just have shield regen. Okay, so Caliban's a little different. I do have adaptation because I am just regenning a shit ton of shields. So yeah, let's keep going with the build. Apologies for being a little bit all over the place, but yeah, just shield increase, max shields, and then I got fast deflection and adaptation. So adaptation against, like, you know, all the mosquitoes and shit is gonna be fine. I'll be back soon. Shout out Twizzy, appreciate that. Thank you. Seconding Dagoth. Yeah, Dagoth is so fucking fire. Whew. And yeah, we love the calculations that you do with Dagoth in terms of like the doom damage. That shit's so much fun. But yeah, I mean, base kit. This is the whole Caliban kit. This is just it. So you're just running around. I only use Conculus. And then when I actually need to deal damage, I'll press 2 and press 1. But that's basically all I'm doing. I'm not really casting the 4 a lot, but it does full armor strip, so it's pretty fucking baller. 238 on the power strength is kind of nice, but, you know, I mean, you could probably go higher, and I think you could make it work. But I think so far we're good. Aegis is my favorite arcane by far, yeah. No, I've basically put Aegis on all of my builds. Because, yeah, when it procs, you're, like, basically invincible. I was just standing in a Void Cascade. I was, like, not necessarily fully standing still, but, yeah, when I was, like, spamming a bunch of Aegis, doing Void Cascade for longer, when I was testing out some different survivability setups, and I was like, dude, like, that's why it's a 3% chance, because I'm like, bro, when that shit procs, it's GG, you're chilling. Like, I'm like not worried about anything after that. I'm feeling like a new man. I'm like, oh, Aegis is active. I guess I can do whatever the hell I want for a couple seconds. Oh my god, a level 200 conjunction. This is gonna be a great test. Oh, I didn't show off any of the weapons. Apologies, chat. I'm getting distracted. But yeah, level 200 conjunction will be fine. So we're gonna be spamming a lot of bonk fluence. But yeah, let's talk about the Cinta. I don't think I even played the Basmu. I played it for a little bit. We'll start with the Cinta then. So this is a split flights primary crux build. So split flights, you know, it has a 2-second timer, so you basically just have to continuously dump, but it is just a classic bow, so that's kind of all I'm doing is dumping my ammo. You're going for the perfect shot every single time. It's got a pretty low amount of fire, but it's all fire damage, so that's pretty sick. The Riven is cold crit chance, status chance, which is insanely crazy. I am rolling a crit chance Riven so I can get higher crit chance. That's fucking nuts. Can you reliably hit headshots for the crux with split flights on? Yeah. Are you forgetting that the bullet is just insanely fucking girthy? Like the girth factor of bullets is a huge deal for me with using crux. Like Arcaplasmor works pretty well. Yeah. So it's just when you've got that much girth and you're shooting 4 extra projectiles, you're not aiming. But the other thing is that this weapon is just not effectively used unless like every enemy on the map is like right in front. Also a Cinta Riven, I'm jealous, yeah. I think I bought an unrolled Cinta Riven. I think I literally just bought it, and it was 6 rerolls to get saving a mod slot and also getting crit chance and status chance. So this is like probably the most broken Riven I have. So yeah, like this is like Paris Incarnin and like Dread Incarnin where, dude, honestly, I'm not effectively using this unless I'm literally attempting to kill every single enemy that is on the map right now. You know, it's a solo survival king. You just line up as many enemies as you possibly can and just watch them all die. It's crazy, man. But yeah, we'll show off the Knell one more time. Yeah, we love the Knell. We're still ranking it up. This is cold multi-shot reload speed. So this is giving me 4.9 multi-shot after galvanized diffusion, and then of course making me have a 1.5 second reload speed. So it's a little bit saving me grace on recharging the death knell, which is 2-second timer. You get 3 stacks at 2 seconds, so you got 6 seconds to land a headshot. Otherwise you suck ass and you're trash at Warframe. But yeah, you'll see Knell. It's better shown than talked about. I hate the perfect shot mechanic, but I agree Cinta is pretty pog. But that's what I mean, is it has to have the perfect shot mechanic. Otherwise it would be so OP. Like, you have to land it, and I missed the perfect shot so many times. I'm awful with the Cinta. I'm fucking trash at landing the perfect shot with the Cinta. But when you get the rhythm going and you're just landing 6, 7, 8 perfect shots in a row, you have to like turn the energy color down. You have to make it a dimmer energy color because you just can't fucking see what's happening. There's too many bullets that are way too bright. It kills me, man. And then yeah, this is just a bonk fluence weapon. This does have toxin damage on the AoE. So you need gas damage for it to work properly. But I am using gas plus focus energy. Oh, I feel like this should probably become Weeping Wounds. I think that would be a better take. That's going to give me a little bit more damage. But yeah, so this is Weeping Wounds at 4 stacks. So that's 160. And then you got Galvanized Elementalist for 120. And then you got Nearest Contempt. So this is a pretty broken ass weapon. Okay, finally got the rhythm down. Turns into Wisp mode. Yeah, dude. Oh, runs into Wisp mode. Yeah, fucking. Oh my god. No, yeah, that is one of those things where I am glad that I can make the smart choice and build my setup properly. I am 100% on board with. I have a fire rate frame. I am going to make sure and use a weapon that will benefit from fire rate, and solo really saves me sometimes for that. Also, like, you know, when I'm in a squad, the other thing that happens is I get nourished a lot. Like, people will have a nourish buff, and that can kind of kill me as well. So, especially when I'm trying to proc melee influence and I have pretty low chances at getting electric status effects, like nourish like basically kills it, like stops melee influence from working. And so that, like, when I'm in an elite Archimedia and it's like 5 out of the 6 elite Archimedias that I'm doing, it's like I'm using a melee influence weapon with, and then a nourish shows up in my squad, and I'm like, okay, I just have to angle it properly. Thankfully, it's not the hugest radius, so I can nail it. Or they have brief respite, and your Protea 1 shield gating breaks. Oh, dude. Oh, you're right. The aura. Oh my god.
Your enemies
no, dude. I feel that. I feel that. I will say with Protea, I'm getting better at just like insta spamming the 1, like just. I think I have a casting speed shard in there, so I spam that shield orb like crazy sometimes, and I do end up like, there is a moment where I'm like resetting that passive ability for Protea too much, and I'm like, oh, I guess I should be casting my Blaze Artillery. Sometimes I just don't even cast the Blaze Artillery, but yeah, there are moments where I'm like, okay, I can fully just keep going. But yeah, we're at 9 stacks of Crux, so Crux works like a charm. It works like a dream, chat. It's the most brainless thing you've ever seen. This is a hallway master. If you get a good spawn, like if you get a good hallway between 2 arenas, you're literally just like lining up every single enemy on the entire map and just watching them all fall one after another. Wait, is the spawn room, is there another arena down one of these hallways? No way. There is another arena down one of these hallways. So the spawn room is literally where we're chilling for the entire game. That's fucking poggers. That's epic. So this is exactly what I mean. I can just kite the enemies down these hallways and just watch them weep. Literally lag my game. Just, oh, it's fucking hilarious, man. It's so stupid. It's so fucking corny. Like, there's solo survival. Nowhere do you feel stronger than a solo survival when you have your full kit going. It's just so fucking silly, man. And I have Arcane Avenger as well, so I'm just still getting a buff. I'm not even casting my 2. I'm not even casting my fucking 2, so... We love Cinta. We love landing the perfect shots one after another like a maxed out gamer, but this is just too hilarious, man. This is goofy as fuck, man. Also, I don't think I should be aiming at all. I think I should just fully be hip firing only. But I am struggling a little bit. They're spawning in places that I don't want them to. Oh my god. Do you see how they do me, man? They treat me so right. Rebecca, she's always treated me so right. You know, when I'm streaming, you know, she knows. She named an Archon after me. She knows. You know, the RNG always has to go my way. Right? You'll see it live. Somehow on camera, whenever I stream, I always get like crazy rolls for like relics and shit. And like when I'm with like the chatters in Discord, I'm just like rolling, you know, I'm rolling the gold Warframe part over and over again, and just suddenly they have 3 Baruch Prime Neuroptics or whatever, so it's pretty sick. But yeah, I guess we've been spamming long enough. Should we swap to Knell for the rest of the game? You've seen Cinta. You understand how it works. I feel like I showed it off well enough. There's the headshot. Now we're chilling, and then we just have to remember to use Bonk Fluence at the 5-minute mark, because we're definitely going to need that power. So for now, I'm gonna get comfortable with run around mostly with Scoliac Bonk Fluence. I should have insanely high status chance, so I don't think proccing influence will be too much of a struggle. Oh, look at this. Those first couple kills for Galvanized Elementalist for all the Galvanized stacks, you do feel it. And then once you get it going, chat, you can move a little bit quicker. There you go. So yeah, we are getting gas damage. We're kind of just wiping like crazy. This is a little bit silly. So yeah, the heavy attack has the toxin damage, so you have to turn that into gas damage, but you still have the blast damage. It's kind of nuts. It's got a level of power that I just have so much fun with. Like, and I've tried to only keep gas damage on like the toxin weapons, because at first I had it on a lot of weapons, but I've tried to be a bit more sparing with it. I'm not using it as much as I have in the past. But yeah, it's still pretty decent setup. But yeah, wait for the 10-minute mark. Oh, Chris has joined me. Oh my god, Chris has returned from the ether. There we go, nice and easy. It's good to have you back for the moment. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're still chilling, cruising pretty easily. I mean, that's part of it. Is I am just thankful. So basically what I do now is when I play solo, I try to only use single target melee weapons, so that if I'm on stream, I just know that I'm going to only be using melee influence weapons. Should I spam all of my abilities on him? Should I cast all of them? It's maybe a fun gimmick. Let's try it, and then I can bonk him a little bit. Yeah, we love gas as a bonk fluence against the acolytes. That shit does numbers, dude. Mostly in solo is what I've noticed. I feel like once I take my builds into a public mission, like the damage that I get on acolytes is just cut into nothing. It's just erased. And then yeah, all your homies are just locked in, just spamming shit, just dumping all their ammo into the acolyte. Sometimes somebody has a really goated setup, but you know, there are those moments where like, ah, shit, the boys are a little bit cringe in this acolyte killing game mode that we've found ourselves in. I think it's mostly just Steel Path Cavia bounties that I found was like, that's the only time that I'm even really in a squad. Like, I think it's literally just Steel Path Cavia bounty mirror defense is like the only time that I'm ever in a public squad where there's acolytes showing up. So appreciate the loop. Oh wait, I gotta catch up. Hang on, what am I missing? Or they have a brief. Yeah, I think it's 2 Tau Forge Yellow to 100% guarantee you can't be messed up. Yeah, true. If you're solo, you def save shard slots. Yeah, true. I need to build the Cinta. Yeah, fuck yeah. Say less, Hatsu. Chris has joined me. Hatsu, appreciate you watching on Twitch. I had to set it up. I was a lazy motherfucker. I just didn't set it up for a while. We gotta keep an eye out for corrupted ancients. Getting caught on a wall is not how you play the game. I think I'm safe though. I still have my buffs going. I'm just gonna look out for the ancients, and that's about it, chat. Chillin'. Yeah, there's some ancients. So this is why I'm using influence. Is oh, I guess I don't have my galvanized buffs active. Oh, and then this guy's going invisible. Oh god, chat. He's making me suffer. I don't like it. Got the galvanized buff though. That's sick. And then my boy's dead. So what I've been trying to do recently, specifically on this tile, is that at the 5-minute mark, you're going to get a shit ton of corrupted ancients spawning on top of the Thrax. And then if you get really unlucky, you're going to get the Acolyte as well. So like having melee influence active, it will allow me to instantly nuke all of the corrupted ancients. And then I can just allow the Thrax to exist slightly longer, just to know that all the ancients are dead. I won't have to worry about the ghost Thrax getting buff, and then we're pretty much chilling from there. So far, majorly poggers, insanely buff, and yeah, we're chilling. I mean, it's not too crazy. I think that's what I don't know. I still can't tell if Conjunction Survival spawns more of these corrupted ancients, but boy, are there moments that I cry a little bit. I cry a little bit on the inside. But yeah, still chilling. Hey, you may see me spamming the beam more, apparently. Nice. Love that. Okay, nice and easy. Oh, I guess my 2 still applies Tau damage. Oh, I gotcha. So that 4 becomes way more enticing. All right, there you go. Yeah, we just need to play Knell long enough to keep it active. But yeah, during these moments, I can keep Knell active. So I have a couple minutes to run around with the Knell and not worry too much about corrupted ancients making my life totally miserable, but still doing pretty good. We're at 8:44, so I'm going to go, I don't know, we'll go maybe 15 minutes. I don't know, we'll see. So we're easily going to go for 10. We should have time for 15. Oh, we might have time for 25 minutes, but we'll see. Yeah, I gotta say, I've been having a great time I don't know. You guys let me know how you feel about doing like a Steel Pass Circuits day where like the whole day is just devoted to Steel Pass Circuits. I'm sure we could complete 5 rounds or 5 tiers of Steel Pass Circuits in one stream. I don't think that would be too crazy of an ask. And it would probably be, yeah, long-term Steel Pass Circuits, like definitely into the round 9. Round 9 will get you to level 991, and that's usually where I just leave. And then, yeah, we'll see, like, how far that takes us in terms of getting to tier 5, because that is pretty sick. So, yeah, it's kind of fun. I think it's round 9. It should be. I mean, I remember I did it a while ago, because I just had to see. I guess it was when Okina and all that stuff came out. I was doing that. That's a good policy. Yeah, because I think the thing with Steel Pass Circuits is that you run the risk of, like, crashing your game. Like, bro, Lua was... it was so fucking funny, dude. So there was this bit where he would load into a Steel Pass Circuit. He would use this Hydroid setup that's like really broken and does a shit ton of damage. And he would go so long that it would crash the game. And then he did the same thing at least once more, but potentially twice more. And I was like, bro, that is literally the definition of insanity. You're like, surely it won't crash my game this time. And you're like, uh-oh, chat, that sucks a little bit. I was like dying, bro. I was like, that's Cascade, or that's Circuit for you. You just take it as far as it'll go. You literally drive it till the wheels fall off, and then straight up your computer is like, yeah, I can't handle this anymore. Sorry, chat. Goodbye. I'm gonna yeet you into the fucking nether realms, apparently. But yeah, I'm happier, man. I gotta say, like, you do have to get a little bit serious with some of these game modes. Like, that's why I do Omnias. That's why I primarily only do them for 10 rounds. So whether that's just 50 minutes in a survival or whatever that is for that specific game mode, like, I try to just cut it off there because it's an easy enough break point, and I'm not really I don't really want to go any longer. You know, I'm just kind of... I play a lot of games, you know. Tomorrow evening, we're going to be playing Hyperlight Breaker. So that's what I mean is... I play this a lot on stream. I play this enough that I can get 250,000 Kuva every single week, and that's about where I end. I log in and I buy the Void Plume Pinion every single day, so that's kind of where it ends for me. I do Elite Archimedia, we do that as well, so I have Netrocells that I need to complete. So, like, sometimes on the weekends, I'm, like, playing a bunch of Warframe, because I have to, like, catch up on all the weeklies that I missed. I've been soft-locked in Circuit, never crashed. What the heck was he doing? I don't know if he also has a crazy setup on his PC, but yeah, I guess it crashed the game. I don't know if it crashed his PC, but I know it crashed out of the game, and he didn't get any of the rewards, so that's what I mean. Whatever setup it was, because it's the same decree rolls as well, and so you can literally choose the exact same setup and create the exact same scenario twice. It's kind of crazy. I don't think it ever happened to me. I never really took it that far, but I definitely quit out, I think, and then was able to reset. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It was one of the funniest moments. I don't know. I think I had somebody in the voice chat, and it was just Lua would just chime in and be like, "Well, it crashed again," and I was like, "Oh, use the same setup, I guess." Oh, it was corny as fuck, man. And that's the thing, bro. Hey, it happens. We all have our moments, and I will call them out when they happen. I will not ignore them. It's good content to call them out. But we all have them. I have plenty of them. I probably have more than most of us in the chat can relate. But yeah, we have to be affable about them, right? We all have our goofs and our gaffes, all right? Nobody's busting anybody's balls too hard. Obviously, if you're being an asshole, then I'll bust your balls and I'll be like, yeah, you are literally a fucking bingo card. Fuck you. Yeah, there are comments that I get where I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. Go, but just use the Torrid and use the Latum and tell everybody they suck at the game and suck my cock. So I do crash out a little bit at some people, but most people are nice, all right? I swear to God, you got to be real, chat. 90% of the people are nice, all right? I get a zillion comments on my Aya video. For some reason, my Aya video, which is a YouTube short, is just non-stop getting views. It will just, I guess, never stop getting views. I don't know how it's going to work. It's just, maybe it's just for the window of the whatever the I don't know what it's called. What is the Prime Resurgence? That's what it's called. Maybe it's just for that window, but yeah, that that video is like just consistently getting absurd views. And yeah, 99% of the comments are just people being like, I prefer Demos, or like, I prefer Plains of Eidolon, or like, recently I had a really good run with Plains of Eidolon, or like, I have really good luck with, it's like super nice, really chill, well said, articulate, and then like, yeah, then every once in a while, bro, it's usually on my builds. It's usually if I show a build, or I like talk about how I play the game or something like that, that's when I'll get the comments, all right? You know, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I should also mention that I will be shaving my mustache. I'll be going clean shaven for at least a couple streams. But yeah, I'll be going clean shaven for you guys. And then I'll also be starting up the tier lists again. So we'll be doing a 2025 revisit of all the tier lists. And all my tier lists are done completely different to everybody else. You will catch me dead doing an every Warframe tier list. To me, ranking every Warframe in the game is like the fucking... I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that shit. I don't have the time for it. It's like, to me, the most clickbaity one to do. Like, what I will always do is I will take each Warframe that exists in my usage list, and I will say, okay, this Warframe has 3 to... You know, whether it's 2 criteria, 3 checkboxes. So that could be a double crit buff. That could be... overguard tanking, that could be support or buffs or grouping abilities or blah 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 blah, armor strip, whatever it is, like CC, whatever it is. And then I'll put that in this spreadsheet, I'll put that in an Excel spreadsheet, and I'll say, okay, on today's stream we are going to be talking about the best armor strip frames, and we're going to be taking Warframes that will cross over many different lists, right? They will cover you know, we will have crit weapon or crit frames that are also tanks, that are also armor strips, and you'll have a lot of overlap, and you'll be able to see that, like, okay, you know, for this tier list, I'm judging them, you know, primarily based off of their one stat, and that's their criteria for being in the list. But for the most part, what I'm really judging is how many criteria do they qualify for. There are certain frames that I have, and this is based on Hellman. And I got a lot of stupid motherfuckers. I got a lot of brainless fucking dumb dudes who didn't watch the first 5 seconds of the video where I was like, yeah, all of these builds are entirely defined by Helminth abilities. And I feel like most people's builds in the end are probably defined by Helminth abilities. And they were like, bro, why don't you review the Warframe in a purely objective way and you talk about them in their purest form without any Helminth builds? I was like, bro, I play the Warframe how I play it, and I review the Warframe how I play it. Here's the thing that also kills me, and it gets the comments, and the comments are engagement, but it also gets me tripped up, is I showed the whole tier list at the 1 second mark. I have the Excel spreadsheet open. I do the tier list like ahead of time because it takes me a while to actually like sit down and mull it over. I need to be quick when I actually talk about the tier list, because I'm going to talk about the tier list. I'm going to talk about all the builds, and then I'm going to actually play probably the top 5, maybe the top 6 if I'm lucky, just 5 minutes at a time in a conjunction, probably, just to test it out. And so, yeah, that's my thing, is I want to do shorter tier lists so I can actually show you the builds and explain like how I use them, and then actually show you, okay, here's, you know, if I'm talking about armor strip frames, here's what I consider to be the top 5 armor strip frames, and then I'm going to actually show them off so you guys can get a visual representation, and I can put my money where my mouth is, right? You know, I've been thinking about doing 5 minutes in an Omnia, right? 1 round in an Omnia, just trying it out and seeing how that would work. Because, you know, I feel like that's an important thing is, you know, my main thing is I feel like whenever I'm showing a build, I want there to always be gameplay, but there will always be gameplay when I'm streaming. But, you know, that's why I try to do sit down, show the build, show the loadout setup, and then go and play it, and then actually talk about it. And it's a really easy way to yap. Like I'm telling you, you can get a lot of free stuff to talk about by just, you know, having a loadout and just consistently, you know, recapping. You know, I feel like the longer you do it and the more you get comfortable, the more you'll be able to explain your build and go in depth about it. And like, yeah, if you guys are ever interested in content creation, I think that's part of it. Is it's important to be able to articulate yourself in your own unique way, and Warframe has a lot of repetitive videos, guys. I hate to say it, you know, like my boy Thacker. I love my boy Thacker, but it is just, this weapon is broken. This weapon is broken. You know, it's like, it's crazy. And that's a lot of people's gameplay is like, as they go through and they try to, it's crazy. Like, I gotta say, that guy's got some great content. I get to watch his journey live, and he's like burning through the game and just accumulating like the strongest setups, and that's what I think is cooler. Like, I don't know, I feel like what I will offer is a unique perspective, but do I think it's like an awesome thing to watch all the time? Like, I don't think so. I think what people love is that they love seeing your progression, right? They love getting involved with you and being able to share builds. Like, I think sharing a build is a lot more valuable to somebody who's still like new to the game, or, you know, a content creator that still has a lot of content to play. I think it's more exciting for you as a community member to be like, yo, check this out, try this out, versus like the dude that is just an asshole for 2 hours straight and just talks about nothing but how he plays the game cooler than everybody else. And I want to be like brutally self-aware, because I feel like that's the important thing, is like, you know, you have to be self-aware about like how you're presented to your audience and what they will take away. And that's why I always will call it a gimmick. It is a fucking massive gimmick. It's like the hugest clickbait thing, you know, lamest. A lot of people would say it's lame, but I think it's worth it for me. And in the end, I was doing this clickbait shit long before I was ever actually streaming this. And the reason that I stream Warframe and that I'm primarily a Warframe streamer is because, dude, I literally have invested so much of my life into this game long before I ever thought about playing it. And I made a couple videos about it, but yeah, when I actually started making content, it was Elden Ring tutorials, and then it was game reviews. And it wasn't for a long time before I actually started streaming this. And I started streaming this well after I had basically completed the game and was doing nothing but weekly missions or like daily missions and just farming steel essence for God knows how long. So it's like way too much of my life was just kind of boring, monotonous stuff. And I want to be able to do more of this stuff, like streaming and doing this content for you guys and doing the raffle and giving you guys prime Warframe sets has encouraged me to play the game more than I ever have in like an insanely long amount of time. Like, actually being able to log in 4 days a week and stream like has gotten me back into Warframe in a way where, dude, if you go back, I think you guys, if you guys are interested on YouTube, when I start doing the tier list, go back and watch the same tier list from 2024, because I started the tier list series because I needed to hit YouTube partner, so I needed 4,000 watch hours. So basically I needed better content, which also just meant better titles and thumbnails, because the streams people watched the streams a lot. Like, they would watch the whole stream and that would get a bunch of watch hours, and that saved me. But yeah, go back, you know, once I start up the 2025 series, go back and see how much my builds have changed in a year. I think it may potentially be that all of my builds have changed. All of my Warframe builds, maybe not all my weapon builds, but like most of my weapon builds have changed a lot. And my whole kit has like completely changed. And a lot of that is because of you guys. Oh, sorry, I'm super tired and passing out. Oh, dude, Hatsup, you've been here for the whole stream. So if you're getting tired, you gotta go to bed. If you're an East Coaster, I'm closing out the stream. This is the last run. We're leaving after this. We're going for 20 minutes, then we're leaving. So I gotta say, man, I really appreciate everybody. I think this has been my most successful stream. I'm just looking at the analytics over on YouTube and Twitch, and like I think you guys have been. This is my best stream I've done in a long time. So I really appreciate all the support. I appreciate everybody that's enjoyed, and you know, I want to put out more content like this for you guys. Part of it is that this is incredibly easy for me to do, and it's fun, and I love doing it, and so I want to do as much as I can. And you know, I'm still working on getting my own place, but my thought is that right now, if I have my own place, I think potentially you guys might see more random streams, like streams that aren't necessarily pre-scheduled. You'll still have the 7 to 9 streams, but I've been thinking that like if I have any free time throughout the day, that you may see me stream more. Shout out Hatsu for following. I missed that as well on Twitch. My fucking alerts on Twitch, they hate me, man. They really make me suffer. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming back. We had some old school viewers, so yeah, if you are interested, yeah, for all the people that are watching, I have a Discord. I have a monthly raffle that happens. So when you join the Discord for the first time, you'll be entered in the raffle automatically. But for future months, you do have to either get involved and say hi or submit something to the community showcase. So I've got links to that in the profile on TikTok or on my description in YouTube or Twitch, like in the drop down menu. I'm MR15 and I'm not even at Steel Path yet. Is that okay? Yeah, I think that's fine. I think you should get to Steel Path when you're ready for Steel Path. I think you should start with arbitrations, put together a strong build, and then you should be comfortable with Steel Path when you get there, because it is a little bit stressful. It's definitely scarier. But yeah, if you are interested, I always encourage everyone to join the Discord. We've got a lot of great community members here that really put in a lot of work. But yeah, I just gotta say I'm so thankful to have everybody here, have all the new viewers. You know, if any of you are new viewers who are watching on YouTube that came from my Aya video, I really appreciate it. That video just apparently people love it and YouTube loves recommending it. So if you're like, hey, I loved your Aya video, yeah, I got a lot of videos for you to watch. I've got a video going up tomorrow about secondary enervate. It's going up tomorrow morning. It's going up pretty early on YouTube, and then it's going up a little bit later on TikTok. So whatever format you watch on, I will meet you where you are. I will upload wherever you are, and so that you can get involved. The same content, same everywhere. It'll look a little different. It'll be in a different format, but I really appreciate everybody stopping by. And yeah, obviously, if you are watching on YouTube, I do appreciate if you drop a like. It really helps out the videos. You know, it's cool to have the unique title or the unique builds and stuff. That also helps out the videos in the future, but I really appreciate everybody stopping by. If you're watching in the future and you watch through the whole stream, thank you so much. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that potentially we'll hit 1,000 subscribers over the weekend. I don't know, so I'll have to make a video. I'll have to do a quick segment where I record some stuff beforehand and afterhand. So I may have to do some recording while I still have the mustache. So thank you so much for all the support. Like, we've seen like immense growth in the last couple weeks and the last month or so. So I really appreciate all the new viewers that are coming and all the old viewers as well. So that's all I got for you. Can't thank you guys enough. Hope you have a good night. I'm out of here. Take